Have you ever invested in a token before and made a profit? Yes? Congratulations! Most likely you've also invested in a token before and made losses. Well, what if there was a way to prevent those losses from now on? In fact, most people lose money in cryptocurrencies than they ever win in this market. There are three main reasons for this. 1. Fear and greed. They don't sell when they've made a profit, and they also don't get rid of their investments to stop losses. 2. No research. They don't invest the time necessary to do proper research themselves to make a professional judgment of a project's growth potential. Instead, they base their investment decisions on recommendations and FOMO. 3. They ask the wrong questions. When Lambo? Nothing having against some fun, but let's be honest. That approach won't take you far. Let's have a look at what risk and opportunity is about and talk about probability. When you invest in a project, a token, an ICO, how high is your calculated risk that you will lose a part of or maybe even your complete investment amount? Never invest more than you can afford to lose. Keep in mind that those projects, token, or ICOs are just like any other startup. So in a way, you act like a venture capitalist. And every experienced investor will tell you that being a venture capitalist always means carrying a high risk. The risk of a partial loss lies at 70%, and that of a complete loss at 50%. Let's be real, that is a lot. Especially when you take into account that some people put in all their savings. Let's assume you invest in a fund that spreads the risk over several tokens. How does it change the risk ratio? The risk of a partial loss decreases to 30%, and that of a total loss is down to 5%. Sounds better, doesn't it? So what would be the optimal ratio from an investor's view? If the risk of a partial loss was at 5% and that of a total loss down to 0. But how can that be realized? With a fund of funds concept. At DNet Supreme, we call it our super fund. We work with experienced advisors who got voted by a large investors community. These advisors provide the core funds where they regularly present promising projects. The investment capital gets spread across the core funds that gain spread it across a variety of projects. That is, simply put, the Supreme Super Fund concept. Since the next crypto boom is currently happening in decentralized finance, that's where we focus our main efforts. It's important, though, that the whole community can always vote for other blockchain-based projects, as well in accordance with the advisor board. This is how the Supreme token will be able to generate long-term, stable profits for its investors. Now that you know how to best deal with risks while getting the most out of each opportunity, it's time for you to join the Supreme Super Fund and let your profits grow.